So what attracted you to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Well, it was a big movie that they were now going to challenge themselves with continuing and trying to make better. And they were coming to me to play Star-Lord's dad. I didn't know Guardians of the Galaxy because I hadn't seen it. And but I could tell from the reaction that people were already giving me when they were just talking to me about doing it that it was something that I should really consider seriously. And when I read it and when I saw the movie, I thought, yeah, this makes sense. This makes sense. And it was a great pleasure to find out that Chris Pratt was every bit as pleasurable, likable, and fun as he appears to be, as a person, as an actor as well. And that James Gunn really does have a handle on what he's doing here. He really knows this Guardians world. And yeah, I just got to sit and kind of listen and talk and help myself have the opportunity to create something that would further things rather than destroy them.
So let's talk about Ego, and why is he important to the story?
Well, I think that the thing that's interesting when you're going to play a character called Ego the Living Planet, someone who has created themselves, created the world they live in, created the planet they live on, you're a god, and you have this almost limitless opportunity to do whatever you want to do. It's important to pull things back and say, well, what's relatable here? So that the audience, on an emotional level, gets invested. Because it matters who Peter Quill's father is to Peter. That aspect, you know, of dealing with Peter's character having built up an imaginary father in his mind, my character having built up an imaginary son, not admit he's looking for him, that's tremendously emotional when they finally get together. And then what happens is, oh yeah, they got the reality of who they really are to deal with. And in that regard, I think it is relatable because people who have had their father disappear, for parents who for whatever reason haven't seen their child grow up and have the opportunity to meet them again, that's a serious, serious, wonderful thing. But when you get together, it's not just the moment of meeting. Then you have the reality of who they really are.
Ego has an interesting look. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
As it turns out, when Ego meets Meredith Quill, he has chosen this image. He chose this one. That's what's interesting about getting cast in that. That's what Ego chose to do when he went to Earth. You know, it's layered. You know, interesting choice, right? So, you know, you carry that in the character, and then he can morph and do things, you know, that make him whoever you kind of think whoever he thinks you might need to be, that you might need to want to deal with. Anyway, I listen. The ego's on. Ego. His name is Ego.
What did you like best about playing him?
His need, and his need. It's very clear what his fear. He's taken on human form. Therefore, he's going to experience. He wanted to experience traveling through the cosmos as a human being. So he's going to take on all the aspects of that, fear included.
James Gunn, what's the benefit of an actor to have a director who's also the writer?
He's got his hand on this. He knows what he wants to do, and then he has the ability to execute.
There's a large cast full of interesting people. What did you like about interacting with them and the unique characters?
I think what I enjoyed the most was the experience they were having in being so correctly cast. In other words, they had the talent, and it was recognized by James to put them in the role. Now he has the ability to manipulate that instrument and put it in the orchestra and put it in the orchestration the way he wants to. And they know that. They have complete trust in him. And it was great to see that because I knew quickly, so should I. And that's generally something that you kind of gently earn in the first little bit. But here, there was no need to do that. It was like, okay, and he lets you play. He welcomes it, but he knows where he's going. If you can take him there in a more entertaining way that fits and expands that universe rather than contracts it or gets it off kilter, he's all for that. But he has no problem keeping it on. Whoop, nope, going off the curb here.